Hello friends and fellow Disney fans. Welcome back to the Jamie Thomas Show. Today, we're going to be talking all about the brand new DAS Pass system at Disney World. We're going to be giving a review, an overview, and kind of a tutorial on how it works. So if that is information you are wanting and needing, stick around. So welcome back to the Jamie Thomas Show. Like I just said, we are going to be doing an overview and review of the new DAS Pass system at Disney World. We're going to be talking all about the ins and outs of how it works and even reviewing how does it compare to the old system. Is it an improvement? Is it a step forward or a step back? We'll be talking all about that on today's show. But before we get into any of that, I did want to say welcome to the channel. My name's Brad. My wife and I kind of run this, and every week we bring tips, reviews, overviews of parks and hotels and just tricks to make your next Disney vacation, whether it's at the parks or on a cruise ship, more magical. I also want to let you know that my wife is a travel agent who specializes in Disney vacations, and so if you'd like any help planning your next Disney vacation, you should contact her, as her services are totally free. So now let's get into our review and overview of the DAS Pass system. First off, well, what is the DAS system? DAS stands for Disability Access Service. It is a program started at Disney World that helps anyone with a disability that specifically affects their ability to wait in a lineup. In our family, one of my sons is autistic, and so he qualifies for this particular pass. This is not something that exists just to help people get on rides faster. It's not a way of sidestepping waiting in lines or a way to kind of cheat the system. This is a program set up by Disney to help people, parties, families, those with disabilities that make it difficult, even impossible to stay in a lineup without significant issues. And so if you're watching this video, I assume that either yourself, someone in your family has that kind of a disability, and it really is a very helpful program. And with everything that has been changing over at Disney World, considering lines, fast passes, changing over to Lightning Lane, one of the things that has experienced some significant changes is this pass system. Now, in the past, how it has worked has been very simple. When you arrive at Disney World and go to one of the parks for the first day, you go to customer service, or you would go to customer service, have the member of the party with the disability come with you, describe that you need and why you need a DAS pass that would be applied to everyone that is in the party, and this would allow you to not have to wait as long in lines. How it would work was, if you wanted to go on a ride, let's say it's Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, you're at Magic Kingdom, the party would go to the fast pass entrance of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. The person that has the DAS pass would go forward and would get everyone in the party DAS pass. That does not mean they immediately get to ride the ride. What would happen is they would take the overall wait time. So if it is an hour and a half, 90 minutes, everyone would basically scan their magic bands and would return in an hour and a half, and then they could go in the fast pass line to help that member with a disability. Now, all of this changed at the starting of November with the introduction of all the changes, Disney Genie, Lightning Lane, and I have to say, well, there are a myriad of opinions out there on all of the changes that have happened. I think one of the systems that has actually improved is this DAS Pass system. Now, I'm going to describe my feelings as to why after I explain how the system now works. So let's talk about what has changed with the DAS Pass with the changes. The first thing is how you register for a specific experience or ride that you are going to go on. Like I said, under the old system, you would have to physically walk your party to the ride you want to go on, to the experience you want to go on, and physically have to talk to a cast member. Now, all of that can be done with your phone on the Disney World app. Once your party's registered, which we'll show you how to do that in a moment, you simply scroll down to the DAS Pass system, click on that, and there will be all of the experiences that are available in that park that day. You simply choose the experience that you want, and you will be given a return time that is equivalent to the amount of wait time that the lineup currently is. So again, for instance, if you're wanting Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and at that time there's a 70-minute wait, you'll click on that attraction and it'll basically say show up at the ride in 70 minutes, and the DAS passes will be attached to your magic bands. Now, a few things to note about this: you can only have reserved one DAS pass for one ride per person at a time. There is an exception to this rule. I'm going to explain it in a second. Maybe the coolest thing about this is none of the major attractions that are open are exempt from this, including Rise of the Resistance, including Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, including Space Mountain, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. These rides that are more difficult to get on are all included. Again, if it's a 3-hour wait for Rise of the Resistance, it just means that your return time will be 3 hours from when you initially sign up. The only exception to this rule is the Ratatouille ride, because there's a virtual queue. If you get in the virtual queue when you're heading to Epcot that morning, you can still use a DAS pass, but you have to have a virtual queue for your party for it to work. The other significant change to the DAS pass system that has happened is registration. You can still register just like you did before. That is to say, when you get to the park, go to guest services, whether it's at Magic Kingdom, you go to City Hall, or at Epcot, Hollywood Studios, Animal Kingdom, just going to guest services, and they will help you register. But the significant difference is now you can actually, between 2 and 30 days before your first park day, you can actually pre-register for a DAS pass for you and your party. Why is this such a significant issue, and why is it, I think, a significant improvement? It actually can help you pre-plan your day, as well as get effectively extra fast passes or DAS passes for that day to use. Brad, explain. It's pretty simple. So to pre-register, all you do is between 2 and 30 days before your first park day, just Google Disney World DAS Pass pre-registration. A link will pop up. Go to the bottom of the page. There is a button effectively that helps you set up a virtual meeting. That virtual meeting will then happen with a cast member who will ask you the same types of questions that you will be asked if you were to do this in person, just to pre-register your party for the DAS Pass. And then what you'll get to do is actually select 2 attractions per park day that you're going to be pre-registered. Very similar to the old Fast Pass Plus system. You'll get 2 selections, and so let's say it's Magic Kingdom. You'll be given a list of attractions for that day and different times, and you can pre-select when you would want to go on those rides. And this is important because those 2 rides you're picking, let's say Pirates of the Caribbean and Splash Mountain, they don't count against the DAS passes that you are reserving the day of. That is to say, you get to pre-select 2 for the day, and then while you're walking around the park, you can consistently pick a different ride, and it doesn't, those 2 pre-selected ones don't count against the one that you are constantly doing on the app. So it's basically a way to get 2 extra rides in a given day. A great way to maximize your time as a family. One thing to note when it comes to the pre-selection of attractions, not every ride is included in the different parks for pre-selection. So for instance, Rise of the Resistance at this time is not included. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, not included. And so that's just one thing to keep in mind as you're doing your pre-selection. So that really is the overview on the changes, and while they don't sound that significant, I think it is a vast improvement on the old system. Now no longer do you have to walk across the park to make your DAS reservation for a park. Now you can do it from the comfort of your phone, no matter where you are in the park. Plus, you can get effectively 2 other experiences in the day, 2 more experiences than you would have by pre-registering and selecting 2 more attractions, plus you save the time that you usually would register on your first day of waiting in line to see a guest services person. You can do that from the comfort of your own home. My family just recently went to Disney World about 2 weeks ago, and we got to utilize this system as a family, and I have to say it's a vast improvement. I was really happy with it. Overall, the app worked pretty well, and again, if you have issues with the app, you can talk to a cast member as you wander around the park. So again, our overall review, I think this is a vast improvement on the old system. I'm very happy with it. It's really easy to use, and it'll actually help you and your family kind of maximize your time if you have a party member who is DAS eligible. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. As I said earlier, my wife Jamie, who's usually on the channel with me, she is a travel agent who specializes in Disney vacations, and she helps the planning process. She really works like a concierge service, helping you book your hotels, tickets, giving you advice as you go along the process of planning your Disney vacation. Best of all, when you book with her, her services are completely free. So why wouldn't you book with her? The best way to get into contact with her is by email. You can email her at jamie@clickthemouse.ca. You can also visit her on her website, clickthemouse.ca/JamieQuote. Again, that's clickthemouse.ca/JamieQuote. We're going to have more videos coming to you next week, so thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Take a moment, click that like, click that little bell, and subscribe to us, and we will see you next time. Bye!